All right, gentlemen, for all practical purposes, in the words of Caesar to Mark Antony back in the day, Mark Antony, stick a fork in it. It's done. I've finished it up. Now, I would like to have a couple more of the shorty cars. I don't have any right now. I can't find any, and I'm not going to pay $70 for a scrap shorty. I think the most I paid for any of those dumping bins, 162 dumping bins, is $40. And this is what it started out as. I think you guys already know that. I took the wheels off. I took this in the front, and I cut the wheels off, and I attached it to the back one because I like that link. Initially, I was going to set the whole train up so it would only pull on those links, but that doesn't make it overly versatile. The other thing I did was I made a larger dump, and I used I think it's a 659, I'm not sure. But this is what I used, an O gauge, and mounted it on standard gauge trucks. I cut the little foot rails off, filed it even with the frame. Took the brake wheel, took that out, filled the holes where the stanchions were, and put higher brake wheels on it, just to kind of a volt amp effect. If you've ever seen some of their cars, the brake wheels go way high in the air. I think that's kind of cool. But this is the first unit, as far as the locomotive goes, that I have built 100% from scratch. Everything else I had done was either a kit bash or a body that I had added extra motors to or something like that. So we got her done. We got her rubber stamped. In fact, I really enjoyed doing the rubber stamp. And like I say, if I could have maybe 3 or more extra of these cars, I'd get some. But I'm not going to buy a car that's in this good a shape and booger it up. And these two here were in pretty rough shape, except for the blue bin. And the blue bin, all I did was take off I took off the rubber stamping that was Lionel's and applied my own, cleaned it all off. The paint's really good. So I'm going to we'll run this around the track here in a minute, but I got 2 other projects maybe in the hopper. The next one is going to be the standard gauge tank car, and I intend to make it into a shorty. And I'll put it on a chop saw, and I'll cut here, and I'll cut there, and that will still leave, I don't know if you can see it or not, it's not showing up very well on here, but I'll be able to re-rubber stamp it as Pennsylvania. And of course it will then, the walk will be cut down, everything will be soldered on. It'll look exactly like the same car, except it will be riding on one truck. The other thing that I'm working on right now is taking this Ives, I think it's a 184, taking this Ives, and I'm planning on turning it into a trolley. This is the motor I'll use. This is an Alco motor. I will make another Alco standard gauge motor because these wheels are way too big. So what I'll do is I won't replace this because these have been pressed on, but I'll replace these wheels on the other unit with large American Flyers, and I'll have axle collets on the back side, which will then hold it in place. So I'm kind of looking forward to doing that. I've already got, the Alco comes with a hanger in O gauge. I have shortened the hanger to the length of that motor. That hanger will then go on the inside. I'll find a direct center, I'll cut that out, and then that will allow that motor to swing and pivot. And when you pick it up, it will all be right there. So I won't have to do anything special. I won't have to have a cross member at the top. It will just, it'll be exactly like the Alco diesel, except in O gauge, it's going to be in standard. So, all right, let's see what we can do here. I can tell you one thing, painting that stuff and putting it back together is the hardest part of this stuff because things don't fit as well as they did when they were raw metal. And the paint like takes forever to dry. And what I mean by that is, 24, 36, 48 hours later, yeah, it's hard to the touch, but it leaves fingerprints if you're not careful. So let's see if it'll run better as much time as I've spent to it with it. I'm well pleased with it. So that's the mine train. Like I say, I'd like to put on a few more cars. I would also like to build an explosive car. Paint it red, put explosive placards on the side, stuff like that. I'm even thinking about building a small four-wheel tool car. In other words, you'd have the cast iron shovels that Lionel had from Arcade and various other things, and just add to the whole mix. So that's where we're at today. That's it for this particular outfit. And stay tuned. I'll have something else in the mix here before much longer. Toodaloo.